Welcome to the Unfiltered Duo podcast. I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Carrie.
And this is how the unfiltered chaos makes sense.
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Carrie.
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
It's been an eventful weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So much. I drank way too much Friday night.
Same.
Saturday was very lazy, non-productive. I wasted my day away. Don't do that.
No, the only good thing is I got Chick-fil-A on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. I tried to get Chick-fil-A today. It didn't work out in my favor.
No, it's closed on
Sundays!
Darn it.
Ugh.
But yeah, we had a good trip to Costco today.
Yes. But I also remember why I hate going to Costco on the weekend.
Yeah.
I don't like all the people. I don't like all the buggies. Fire marshal should be shutting them down at like clicking people coming in and be like, all right, too many buggies and people, y'all have to wait out here.
I call them shopping carts.
They're buggies.
They're not buggies.
We're going to do an episode on names, but they are definitely a buggy.
No, that's what my grandma called them. She called them a buggy.
She's a lovely lady.
Yeah, okay. That's where my dark humor side comes out, and I'll try to temper my dark humor.
Your grandma spoke to me in my dream
I
and was
know,
like,
my grandma,
go get your buggy and go to Costco.
Oh, so yeah, that was a fun weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a daughter that's going off to college.
Yeah, she just got to Baton Rouge, so she'll start at LSU.
Yeah.
And talking with her and her friends and some other people, they're like, what would you have told yourself in your 20s?
Right.
And I started thinking, I was like, oh, there's a lot of things I would tell my 20-year-old self.
I also have a niece that's 20. I mean, she'll be 21. I'm moving my mic because if I'm talking to you this way, like...
I know, I like that my mic this time sits on this side because I probably won't hit it because I talk with this hand.
Yeah. But my niece she has been in and out of college. She's had some health problems, that kind of thing, but she's getting into a program, and yeah, she's about the same age. And then my nephew's going to be a senior in high school. You're going to have...
I have a senior in high school now. God, that sounds so awful. Like, we went for senior pictures, and I was like, with Kylie, she was the first, so that was emotional. But then Braden's the last, but I only have two, and so I'm like, this is the last time to do all this. And there wasn't another parent there either for the pictures. I was like, where are your parents?
Yeah.
Like, they need to take in these moments. But I was happy to go.
Yep.
And he didn't mind.
No, probably not, because he was like, this is my mom. It's the last time I'm going to be with her.
He does give in to knowing that I'm very sentimental right now. So he wasn't upset.
Right. Yeah, so like our parenting has definitely graduated from having like babies and toddlers and little kids to really looking forward to how do we set them up for the rest of their life? Like, what advice do we give? How do we prepare them for, not just college, not just these little moments in life, but the larger picture?
Right. Just life, like navigating, learning things that, no offense to my parents, but things I wish I would have known that I had to just kind of navigate on my own. And I think that's where the next generation, like our kids' generations, are getting set up better than our generation. I think our parents were not as forthcoming with, hey, this is how to navigate. And I'm not really sure why. I don't think it was just my parents. I think it was like parents in general.
Yeah, and I don't know, as I grew up in the world I grew up in, I knew like the world was what I needed to make it too. I was just like, my parents got me really far. Like, I appreciated all their advice, all their help and everything. But me personally, I was like, I need to fly the coop. Like, I needed to get out and see what was there.
Yeah, I left my 18th birthday, loaded the car down, and I was gone.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of things that I had to navigate that I knew nothing about. And so I think that goes back to parenting now is more open and communication is better nowadays than it used to be. And so anything that I think of, I try to pass to my kids and tell them, hey, like, learn from my mistakes. This is what I did wrong. This is how, like, I believe that you will not go down that path or you won't make those mistakes. Like, take that advice. Don't look at me like I'm some old person that doesn't know what I'm doing. I promise you, if you don't listen, you will look back and be like, oh, I should have listened to that advice. And I've had that happen sometimes. Sometimes they don't want to listen.
Right, they don't, but they'll figure, like growing up is a lot of just like figuring it out yourself. Like some people can say something and you don't internalize it, you don't want to believe it. You're like, that's not how it really is. Like there's a lot of that like stubborn pride when you're growing up because you're just like, I'm an adult now.
I know what I'm doing. Like, you're old, you don't know what you're doing.
I know. And now
I'm going to do things differently. And it's like, no.
Now, like in my 40s, I'm still like, oh, do I even know what I'm doing? Like,
I'm winging it daily.
You're just like, finally accepted the fact that even grown adults have no clue what they're doing.
Yeah. Once I figured out, like, other friends were also winging life, I was like, oh, I'm not alone. So everybody is thinking like this. I'm not just, out here in this maze of life and with no knowledge. Like, nobody else knows either. And we're all winging it and doing our best.
Yeah, so we've been thinking about what advice we would give to the next generation, the next, like our kids, our nieces, nephews, like all of that. So what's your advice, Cheryl? Where are we starting?
So I think we should start with, since we're going with 20, what were you doing at 20?
I was at Ohio State by the time I was 20. The summer before I started at Ohio State, I broke my foot. Oh. And so I started Ohio State with a broken foot. And that didn't stop any guys from asking me out, though. Like, broken foot and crutches. No, they didn't care. They hauled me around and bought me food. So I appreciate that.
That's nice.
But then I study abroad. I did a study abroad program in France the year I turned 20. So I had always.
That's different.
It is different, and it's not something I think my parents knew that was going to happen at some point in life.
Life keeps on lifing.
Life keeps on lifing, even behind the scenes. So yeah, I did a study abroad program. It was a language immersion program. Okay. And so my mom had never been overseas. My dad had never been over. Well, my dad had gone once for work, but it was a work trip. It wasn't like a
more structured, probably.
Yeah, he had like cabs and stuff like that. Whereas literally, like, I was going for a program, but it was cheaper for me to like find my own flights and my own way there. So my program was in Lyon, which is the south of France, and I flew into Paris. I had to, like, I know you've been through this now, so you can understand, as a 20-year-old, so imagine just Kylie flying into France, finding the train, booking your train ticket, validating your train ticket. Like,
I would have never validated my train ticket if it wasn't for you.
Right. Like, I
got on the bus tons of times and never even like swiped it. I was like, somebody come find me. Right. Like, I bought the ticket. Here's my ticket.
So yeah, I did all of that. I get to Lyon. I had like printed MapQuest directions.
That's what I was about to ask. I was like, all right, this is pre-Google.
Yeah, pre-Google. But yeah, I had printed MapQuest directions, how to get like where the subway was. So I got on the subway from the train station, took the subway to like my stop. I found the building. I got in, like, I checked in. I got to my room. Like, it was just like a dorm room, basically. Just I had a bed, a little desk, and a little mini fridge, and a closet. And then I had a sink, but no toilet. Like, there's communal toilets and showers. But I got all my stuff up there. I like laid down in the bed, and I was looking around. And I'm like, I don't have any food. I was like,
There's no DoorDash, no Uber
there's
Eats,
there's none of that. I
no
don't.
Walmart
Yeah,
drop-offs, no
no,
nothing.
I don't speak the language hardly at all. Like I'd taken high school French, but that's really not going to get you anywhere. And like the program directors for like my study abroad program, I didn't know who they were yet. Like we had a certain meeting time that we were going to go meet everyone. So like that hadn't happened yet. And I was just like, I have to go find food. I don't know what I'm doing. So literally I was like, well, off I go. Like I was like, I don't know where it is. So
this is where the wandering started.
Pretty much. So, but that wandering found me like a grocery store. I found a boulangerie, which is the bread, and I found like
I thought you just said lingerie.
No, boulangerie is
okay.
It's the bread shop where they have all the bread.
Okay.
So like I found bread and yogurt and cheese, and then like I did make the mistake of getting the sparkling water.
Oh.
I do.
We already been through that.
The sparkling water we just had in Italy was so good, though. I was like, I don't know where this stuff has been in my life, but it was so good.
I just can't do it.
Yeah, no, it shocked me the first time. I didn't understand what I was reading.
And I felt bad when the guy opened it, and I was like, you just wasted that. Yeah. And I have to pay for it.
So anyway, that's what I did when I was 20, is I literally left everything I knew behind. I left my language behind. I left home behind. I left all family. There was no family over there. Like I didn't know anyone in the program. I didn't know.
You couldn't even put a face with a name back then. It's not like now you could go on social media and figure out, like Kylie figured out somebody she was rooming with through social media. You can't do that back then.
They're nothing.
Wow. Okay.
So that's what I did. I literally just changed my whole life in a plane ride.
How long did you live there?
I was there for 2 months.
Okay. How long did you live overseas though? Like in general? Like, didn't you hop around a little bit?
Not that time. So study abroad, I was in Lyon for 2 months. Okay. And then when I went back as a missionary, I started in Lyon again, which was funny because like I knew the people at the church already. So like I knew the city, I knew the language at that point. Like it was really easy. But I was in Lyon, and then I was in Luxembourg, Grenoble, and Geneva. And then I visited some other cities in the area, but those were my home bases.
How long was that stint?
That was 1.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a long time. So yeah, just about 2 years of, and then add in all the other trips. It's been over 2 years of my life in total.
How old were you whenever you got married?
I was 24.
Okay. Okay. Yes, because I'm trying to get people to understand like the dynamic of where we were at, what we were doing, how old we were whenever we got married, because we're going to dig into that too.
Yep.
So for me, I was married by the time I was 20.
Yeah.
I graduated, I turned 18 like a month later, which crazy thing. I went to Cancun, Mexico. Oh. Back then, MapQuest, that's all we had, which we didn't even use. I don't know. We winged it. We got over there. You had to have a calling card. Oh, so yeah, I bet you had stuff like that. So calling cards. Like there was no way. I can't imagine sending my kid now. And maybe because technology has advanced so much that I rely on that. Mm-hmm. But I can't imagine just like sending my 20-year-old.
I mean, she could do it.
She could do it. And also, let me backtrack to this.
Oh, also, yeah, I didn't have like cell phones. So like I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't know how to call my parents when I got there. I was like, do I even have a phone? Like I was like, I don't know.
My mom basically paid for the cards and prayed that I actually used them and called. But I did. I was pretty good. Maybe not as good as she wanted me to be, but like I would call and check in. So backtracking, so we were talking about parents these days being more open in communication and everything. Mm-hmm. But I also think it hurts our kids to an extent, because even though I didn't get a lot of guidance and I was kind of pushed to be like, okay, you're an adult, figure it out, it made my, what would you call it, like my skills, I guess, like problem solving skills better, because I was in moments in my life where if I didn't know the answer, I didn't have somebody I could just ask. I had to figure it out. And our kids, like, I know my kids, like, sometimes they won't. They'll try one way and they're like, oh, yeah, I don't have it. And I'm like, did you try? Did you try a different
Do you
way?
think about it? Well, yeah. So like critical thinking skills.
Yeah,
Like
I think
the
that's
problem solving,
hindered
critical thinking
because
skills.
of like how open communication we have with our kids. Because now they rely on mom and dad are going to tell me exactly what needs to be done or exactly how to do something instead of them taking on that role first. And then if they can't figure it out, come in to ask. But I have two kids and they both operate differently.
Yeah, I would say it's probably kid by kid how
and they grow
really
out
works.
of that. I'm hoping. Daughter has grown out of that. She will like try to put effort. Son, I think it's an age thing.
And
hopefully he grows out of
might
it.
be a gender thing too.
Could
like,
be a gender thing.
I don't know. I only have girls, so I don't know.
Time will tell.
Well, see, well, and sometimes like when I'm parenting and they come to me with questions and stuff, I usually turn it around and ask them questions because I'm like, well, how do you want to solve it? Like, what do you think about this? What is the choices you've already weighed, in your mind of how you want to approach this thing? And then I usually, like, if they're both awful ideas, I'm like, well, let's look at it this way. And like, I gear them a little bit more towards how I would approach the issue.
Yeah.
So that's usually what I try to do. I usually tell them to come up with a plan before they ask me. My little is not there yet.
Well, fun parent hack that I learned from another parent was if you don't know what your kid's asking, reverse it and be like, I think you should look this up. If you don't know what that is, and like, I don't know what it is either. So it's like, you have time to look it up. They're trying to look it up. My kids are old enough now, I can tell them that.
That's funny. Oh, okay. So you were already married by the time you were 20.
Yes. So 19 was, I'll take mine back to 19. So I got married November of that year. Scott left for basic training in December. And by March, I dropped out of college and moved to where he was going to school at for the military, which a lot of people had a lot of things to say. Said I wouldn't go back to school, this horrible idea. But I was like, peace out.
I don't know. I think it's okay because you did go back to school.
I did. Like I started that summer.
Yeah,
so
you
I
made
moved
it
in
a priority.
March. I dropped out of those classes, moved, and then I started that June, I think. I did summer classes at that location, but I knew I couldn't go on to the next semester because of when we were going to be moving. So, yeah, so we did that, and then we got our first station. I was 20. So, household, trying to navigate moving across the country, what to do with your stuff. The military did help kind of navigate us with a lot of it, which was good. But then it was like, okay, now I got to get back in college. How many times did you change your major?
I did not change my major at all.
Oh, God, I changed mine 3 times.
No, I had a life plan, and that life plan didn't work out how I wanted it to work out, but I had a plan back then.
Mine was a plan. And then once I thought one degree is what I wanted, I was like, no. Started looking into it. I was like, they're not going to make a lot of money. And then I changed to a teacher. They don't make a lot of money.
No.
But I thought I would enjoy it. And I was like, I'll always have summers off, holidays off. Like, I looked at all the perks of what I thought was a perk. And then one of my classes was like, you're going to have to go and teach an art project to 3rd graders. Immediately after I left that school, I was like, I'm never doing this again. Like, they didn't listen. I was like, I am not cut out for this. More power to anybody that is a teacher. Bless you. Like, I knew then I wasn't cut out for that. I was like, I don't care if I do get summers off. Like, this ain't worth it.
I've seen a lot of memes lately that's like, yeah, like, go to be a teacher and teach kids math. The kids don't want to learn math, but you have to go teach them this, and it's just like, it's it's a struggle. Teachers, I
It is
get it.
very much a struggle. And I think 2020 showed a lot of parents that when they had to not only parent but teach their own child to try to
Mm-hmm.
help them, I have seen a lot more people compassionate for teachers
Yeah.
since then because they saw that that's only one child they had to deal with. And a teacher is dealing with anywhere from 15 to 20 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
I had 25.
see, 25.
Yeah, I had 25 10-year-olds.
Wrangling cats. Like, they,
No,
and
yeah.
everybody learns differently and everything. Like, some kids will not listen, or some people like to be like a class clown. Girl, I can't. Like,
It's stressing you out just to think about
it is
it.
stressing me
Like,
out just thinking about it. I like have PTSD from going to that third grade class. I will never forget going there. I was like, this is not. Mm-mm. So I, me
yeah.
and Scott did decide to have a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So Kylie was completely planned. In hindsight, um, it did work out for us that everything came full circle later. But to do that at the age of 20, where neither one of us had a degree yet, I was currently in college. I got pregnant and I bombed that entire semester. Like, it was a waste of my time and everybody around me's time. I was either sleeping or I wasn't doing the work, or like I just had too much stuff.
Yeah.
And so, of course, I dropped out. And again, that little voice saying, well, are you going to ever go back? Will you go back?
Right.
And then I got pregnant with Brayden. And then I started paying daycare costs. That'll put a light underneath your ass real fast whenever I figured out that the amount of money that I was being paid for that job, I was like basically an administrative assistant. It paid for daycare and my car payment, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you self reflect.
Yeah.
And Scott had already gotten his degree by then. And I was like, I don't want to be like, he moved on and did go back and did that. So I didn't want to like not do that. I wanted to show the kids like it doesn't matter what obstacles, like the kids are not obstacles, but like the pivots that you have to take in life,
Yeah.
like still stick with it and do it. And it made me feel good. And I did complete it. That doesn't happen to everybody.
No, it doesn't.
And so I do recommend, like, if you're wanting to have a family, like, don't rush it unless you know that you're that disciplined. Because at that time, like, I hoped to go back to college, but I didn't really, there wasn't a timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So my path worked for me, but that doesn't always work for everyone.
It doesn't. And you have to make sure, like, I will say, like, have kids when they come, kind of a thing. Like, I don't judge when people have their children, but I do like how you stuck with your education.
Yeah.
Like, you made that a priority in your life. You made sure that happened and you followed through with it. So,
like, I postponed it for 5 years. Like,
right.
but
It was
also, I self
yeah.
reflected and was like, this is not,
Mm-mm.
I'm having somebody else raise my kids for me to pay what, my car payment?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah. But on the other hand, like, I graduated from Ohio State when I was 21. So it was like I had my degree by then. And then I left and served a mission, came back, met Brian, and then we got married a year after that. And then I had a baby 3 years after we got married.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So by the time I got pregnant, I was 26, like
Yeah.
almost 27. And Brian had already gotten his degree and a full time job. And we had bought a house and
You were
everything.
stable.
Yeah. So we definitely waited. Like, and as Mormons, that is not the cultural norm. Like, usually you get married and you have a honeymoon baby. Like, literally,
Oh.
that's the cultural norm within. the Mormon
See, to
culture.
me, I think that's too fast. Like, we waited a year after we got married before we started trying, which that didn't take long trying. Like,
There was no trying. There
I
was just
thought
doing.
I thought it was going to be a little bit of time, but no, it wasn't. But we had that first year to like be with each other. So I would say that would be an advice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, be married for at least a year before you start your family. Take that time with your spouse and love on them and love the position that you're in before you bring a like start a family, if you have control over it.
Yeah.
Like, we
Babies
had
come
the
when they come.
choice.
Yeah. Um, and I guess I don't know the flip side of the advice because, like, my world, you didn't live together before you got married.
Oh, and we lived together like 2 years, but well, turned 18. We lived together like a year and a half.
Yeah. So it's just like,
But we were living together. I say living together. We were staying the night together before that.
yeah. So would the same advice of being married for a little while before you have kids also account for the time you live together? Or do you think it's more important to like get married and be husband and wife versus just living together, like,
I think you can tie in the times together, but unpopular opinion maybe from some people. But I definitely think that you should live with a person before you marry them. And I know that you didn't do that. And mine worked out perfect. Like, it didn't change anything about it. But I do think if there would have been issues that year that we weren't married, it gave me that grace period to be like, you know what, this ain't gonna work out.
yeah.
I'm gonna leave.
I mean, hindsight, yeah. I wish I would have had like that opportunity. I wish I would have been able to actually live together and build a life prior to being married. I mean, it's worked out just fine. We've been married almost 18 years at this point. So it's
Right.
not that, we knew that we were compatible, but
But you never
yeah,
know.
you never know. What
It's
if,
the little
like,
things that you
yeah,
don't know about your spouse until like you're living in the house together 24/7.
right.
Well, minus work. But
Yeah.
I I I tell my kids, you better test drive it. You better figure out if you really love that person, because that gives you a way out. Divorces can be messy. If you have a child brought into it, legally, just going through all that, like, I
Hmm.
would rather them take a year to really live with that person first. So, just my opinion. Some people may hate it, but
Yeah. I don't think that's bad advice. I really
I think
don't.
it's out of the norm of what our parents grew up trying to preach.
Yeah. But I think the world has changed a lot
Mm-hmm.
into being a lot more accepting of people living together without being married.
Yeah,
So it's just like, I know with my kids growing up, I'm definitely going to tell them to take it slow. Like, there's nothing to dive into. You
right.
hopefully you have the rest of your long, long life ahead of you.
Right. Yeah, that's like, I have some notes here. So one of the things was like, don't rush life. Like, I felt the need to like make that family. And I wanted to make that family. But I also put things that might should have came first, like school, on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
And again, my situation worked out good, but me and Scott were both in college at the same time. We had kids already. Like, that was very stressful. I look back, I don't even know how we did it,
Yeah.
but we did it. But not everybody's going to do that. So I'm
No.
always like, figure out your life first
Yeah.
and then worry about everything else.
Well, and on the note of the timing of children,
Mm-hmm.
because like you had your kids and were done before I even started having kids.
Yes.
And then I don't regret the timing of my kids. Like, I think it fit well within the period of life we were in and how that all worked out. But I did just have a friend who I graduated high school with. She just had a baby.
I just had one post that she was pregnant, and I was like, oh,
Yeah. And I think about the position in life that I'm in. and the position in life you are, very, I mean, sort of similar. I have a little bit more parenting years left in my life with a little one. But I could not imagine, I mean, not that I would love the child any less if I had one right now, but like starting over or having one at this stage of life, it's a big no.
I would ask you to push me down the stairs at least 3 times.
Right? No,
You never know.
tumble faster. Like,
right? Don't
like,
tuck and roll. Just
go flail, with it. Just flail faster. So, yeah, like there's,
might be in a padded room.
I mean,
Who
if
knows?
hers could have been planned and that could have been part of their plan, and that's fine. There's no judgment if that's like the plan.
And I think it depends on how the person has lived. Like everybody's timeline is different, and I look at it, it's great for them. If they're excited,
yeah,
I'm happy for them. I personally would not want to.
No, that is, I am beyond the stage of even wanting a baby.
When Brayden could wipe his own ass, I was like, I'm done. We ain't having no more. I got 2 of them potty trained. Like,
I know.
I've done my job.
After I was done potty training, I was like, I will never potty train anything again. Dogs, nope. I'm not potty training a dog.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, you'll do that. I will. No, I'm not doing a dog. I don't.
Dogs don't talk back.
If something has to be potty trained, I'm out. Like,
I'm going to get you a dog.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I love animals. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
I love babies, but I've reached that point in my age that I'm like, let me love on your baby. I will spoil your baby, but then you can have your baby. I'll even take it for the night. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But that's your job. That ain't my job.
So anyway, the timing of your children, you shouldn't rush it. Like, make sure it's right for you.
Yeah. And I think so many 20-year-olds, like, you know, you're at an age where some friends are getting married, or maybe a friend had a baby, or, you know, everybody's doing their own thing. And that's a big thing. Like, if I could have told my 20-year-old self something, it's like, don't compare your life to those around you, because everybody's going on different paths, and that's okay. And if your life changes, like, unfortunately, I've lost friends along the way, not due to anything that they've done or I've done.
Yeah.
It's just our paths have went different ways. And when we see each other, we're happy to see each other.
Yeah.
But we're not still that closeness that we used to be. So, and I know I told Kylie as she was graduating high school, I was like, the friends that you have now, you may not even talk to again.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to be negative Nancy on you. I'm not trying to belittle anybody that you're hanging out with, like pushing them to the side. I was like, but life does change, and you need to be prepared for that.
Right. That song pops into my head anytime I think about it, because everyone in your life may at some point just become somebody that you used to know. And like, most of the people I went to high school with, they're probably people like somebody I used to know, but I don't think they ever knew who I was. You know, like, did they?
Because you were the kid that they were like, are you new?
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, do you move here? No, Jessica, we were in 2nd grade together. Right? You know? So yeah, like, most people just become somebody you used to know. And
I like keeping up with the people.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
It's fine.
But yeah,
but like, we've all, you know, went our own ways, and that's the part of acceptance that I think a lot of 20-year-olds aren't prepared for. I was not prepared for that. Whenever life started taking curves and things didn't stay the same, I just was like, wait, I thought this was supposed to be like this forever, but it doesn't.
No.
And that's okay.
Well, that's funny, because like, I didn't like high school.
I didn't like high school.
Well, yeah, so all those people, I was just
but like, my 18-year-old self, 17 to 19-year-old self, like, I was very happy with my friend group, and, you know, we did whatever we wanted to do. And I had a friend that had a baby when we were 18. I didn't leave her side. Like, we stayed friends. Her and her husband moved in with me and Scott, like, for a short time. like I stayed friends with her. It didn't bother me that she had a child.
Yeah.
But it's also learning those friends that are going to navigate whenever your life changes. And, you know, since then we have grown apart just because of like us moving out of state and like things do happen that way. But at that time, I was like, no, it doesn't even matter that you had a baby. Like,
Yes, come on.
like we're going to do the same stuff.
Right.
We would still go shopping, out to eat. It didn't matter. And so, but as you get older, like life takes changes, and
Yeah.
we didn't stay put in the same town. So,
No. Um, I will say something that I think I should have learned when I was, college age is to really trust your gut. Because there were things like in life, and it wasn't big things, it wasn't this, that, or other, but like I ignored some of the feelings that I was like, oh, maybe this isn't the right path, or maybe this isn't the right thing. And I kind of just did it anyway. And it ended up being a lot more of like a life lesson than something that was a positive add to my life. So,
and that's fun that you even mentioned that because I have something kind of related to that.
okay, go ahead.
So I'm all about signs. Things happen for a reason. You navigate life, pivot, like everything's going to work out. So one of the things is like, wait, where's that? Oh, crap. Everything good or bad happens for a reason, and it's a life lesson. Don't dwell, learn, and move forward because you can't change what has been done.
No.
Take it as a lesson, move forward, no matter what it is.
Right.
Like, that's where, like, and we all dwell on, like, if we did something and we're like, oh, I really should not have done that. But then it's like, take that time for yourself to beat yourself up. That's fine. But in 24 hours, you better kick it to the curb and start going forward.
Yeah.
So,
well, even like in the past year of my life, like I was offered a really great opportunity, and I literally like was ready to sign on the dotted line. I was like, this is a great opportunity going forward. I could make a path out of this. I could, like it's somebody is offering it to me. Like I was just really like excited about it. But my gut was like, don't do it. And I just kept thinking, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. It just kept going over and over. Anytime I would go to like accept, I was just like, oh, like I just couldn't. Every time I felt, I was like, okay, I'm not doing it. Like I'm going to listen to this time. And as I watched it play out over because I'm so close to the situation, but like as I watched that situation play out, I was so glad I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Like I watched what happened to the people who did accept that path. And I was just like, I am so glad that stress is not my stress. Like I did not want that. Like, so yeah, I feel like I learned to listen to my gut in those moments, that when a great opportunity was there, it was a great opportunity for somebody else. It wasn't a great opportunity for me. And it's hard to see that when you're 20.
Right.
And when you're 20, you're just excited about anything that comes your way. You just want to do it. And like, life be damned, I'm going to go do it.
I'm always the type to like analyze it and like, is this really like, I think it's a good situation, but I always listen to my gut because I'm like, if something's telling me that this is bad, which my gut hasn't always been there for me.
Right. I know. And like,
but most of the time, like I will go with that. That's the reason why I like signs. If I get a bad feeling about something, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And people used to laugh at me and they'd be like, what are you doing? I'm like, no, bad juju, I feel like is going to come my way. So,
I mean,
thank you.
Traveling with you, I know this also applies to like a blackjack table.
That is true. Blackjack, you get bad juju, like that dealer looks at me wrong. I'm like, cash out. I'm ready to go. Scott will be like, what's wrong? I'm like, I got a bad feeling. We're leaving.
So yeah, it's important to listen to those gut moments.
Yeah.
Like don't ignore it, big or small.
They still take my money, but it makes me feel better.
Exactly.
It makes me feel better.
Yeah, listen to your gut.
Um, let's see. Oh, another thing is like, so I put let people help. So my younger self, I was always self-efficient as far as like I would do everything. I didn't need to rely on anybody. It was just me and Scott, which it was me and Scott. So I guess I did kind of rely on somebody. But I never wanted to accept help. If somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I can help you," or "Oh yeah, I'll pick up the kids," or "Oh, I'd be like, "No, no," because I felt like I was a failure if I didn't do everything myself.
Mm-hmm.
It took me till my 30s to realize that people genuinely just want to help, and you got to know those genuine people, but you can trust that they're in it for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm.
That took me a long time.
I will say that I understand that because when I think over the past like 2 years, I have had to split myself in four different directions at the same time. And I realized I was like, I can't do this. I need help. And it was help beyond even what my husband could offer because then there was still something else that needed to be done. And I was like, this is where building your village matters.
Just about to say that.
Mm-hmm.
That is where it matters because then it's the people that are not going to judge you. They're in it for the right reasons. They're not going to look at you and be like, "Well, I did this."
Mm-hmm.
No,
No.
like we're all here to help to make everybody's lives easier, better, more efficient, like whatever
Yeah.
it is. So, yeah, I would say that that was like a big struggle for me.
Yeah.
But
Accepting help. I mean, it's hard because also when you're young and ready to like conquer the world, you think you can do it yourself. You think like, I'm an adult now. I can just go do it. And it's like, but you're a baby adult.
right.
Like, let's just remember you probably don't know who your car insurance is through. Like, let's try to remember that aspect of life. And
Do you know your policy number?
right. If you get in an accident, do you know how to? Yeah.
So, another fun thing, and this ties in, I don't know if Matt, Mike, Matt Mark Mike is listening.
Matt Mark Mike. He might. He's my
He
friend on
might.
Facebook now.
Yeah.
I was
I'm
like,
going to have to get him to listen to
oh.
this one.
Anyway.
So he went on the trip with us on the
Mm-hmm.
cruise. And one thing that he told me, like we were talking about people judging you or people like having opinions. And he was like, are they fucking you, financing you, or feeding you? And he was like, if it's no, their opinion don't matter. I was like, that's genius. So now that's what I would like to tell 20-year-old me.
Mm-hmm.
If they aren't doing one of those,
Yeah, it
be
doesn't
gone.
matter. Right.
Don't worry about everyone else's opinion. Everybody's trying to do life, and regardless if they act like they have everything together, they don't.
No.
And they're just trying to wing it just like you are. Just nobody wants to admit it.
Right. So yeah, no, I think I remember that part of the cruise and learning all of that. And no, I mean, it's good advice.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can definitely take that to heart. And I mean, I'm always happy when people are doing any of those things for me. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's appreciated.
I was sitting
So
there, I was like, okay, so Scott, definitely I need to listen to.
you're like
Who's
making a
feeding me
list.
today?
Who's feeding me? And that's funny.
Savings.
Yes.
So how did you do with savings in your 20s?
I did very, very well.
Oh, that's
But
good.
it's because I was born a saver.
Okay.
Like I was the little kid who like would go through anyone's couches to steal all of the change out of their couches, no matter where I was. It was maybe that's like the tism in me is I just was locked in
It's
on
like I
stealing
know
everyone's
there's some.
change. Yeah. And so I would save it and like my grandma knew that I did it. So anytime we would go on like little shopping trips to the mall or anything, she would take all of my change and give me dollar bills.
Is this the buggy
So
grandma?
no, it's different. It's the other grandma.
Well, I like her too.
Yeah. No, both my grandmas were very sweet, but no, she would give me the dollar bills for my change, and I don't know what she ever did with the change, and she's passed away at this point, so I guess I'll
It might be
never
buried
know.
in her yard.
It might be buried in her yard.
You need to go out there with like a little, what is it, metal
Metal
detector, and
detector
be
and
like,
find all the change I gave
"Don't
her.
mind me, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I'm just out here collecting coins from my grandmother."
Yeah, so I saved up quite a bit even through college because I worked all through college, and by the time I graduated college, I had about $10,000 saved.
Oh,
Um, Unfortunately, that all of that money paid for the mission that I did for the church. Um,
thought she was going to
and
say a down payment on a house or something.
No.
Oh,
So that money went there. And then I knew most of the money would be gone out of my bank account by the time I got back home. So this is, my parents are listening to this. I've never told them this. But I took about $2,000 and I put it in my socks in a box that I had like packed away with all my stuff in it. Because, I moved out of my college apartments and I put my stuff at my parents. So yeah, I hid about $2,000 in the boxes. So when I got back, I had a little nest egg of about $2,000 where I could go find an apartment and a job and get back on my feet.
God, you were so much better than I was.
So yeah, like I knew I had to have that money when I came back.
Yeah.
So I got back in September, the end of September. I had a job by January 1st.
Okay.
And then Brian and I got engaged in February after that. So by the time like that $2,000 kind of ran out, I had a full-time job.
That's
And I was
good.
making full-time money. And then Brian's parents paid for his college while we were still married. So like, well, some loans. Like there were some loans, and then when I was working, I would also pay into his college tuition.
Okay.
So we started that, but then like unbeknownst to me, my employer had started a 50, like a savings plan, a 401k.
Yeah.
So they started that. I've had 3 401ks that have been just opened by employers that I never knew about. Like I've gotten letters like in the mail. Yeah, I just got one like 6 months ago that they're like, here's this retirement account. I'm like, what? I never started a retirement account. But anyway, so I've gotten a lot of money from that for a retirement account that I didn't know was even happening. I know people might come after me. How do you know? I didn't know. I don't know how I didn't know.
Well, because we
Yeah.
don't pay attention whenever we're signing the papers and you're young.
Didn't pay any attention.
That's actually another lesson. Always read what
always
you are
pay
signing.
attention. Because, well, I got free money out of not paying attention. So I don't know if that's a bad life lesson or a good life lesson.
True.
So yeah, and then Brian graduated, and then we both worked for about 8 months at the same time, full-time work. So we saved up probably $30,000 to $40,000 at that point in just savings. Girl.
And I feel like a failure at life.
Oh, but I don't know. Brian and I just have a good mindset about money that we just
that's really good.
Had it because that's through. I mean, that was my 3rd car too. By the time we had a baby, because my first car died on the side of the highway. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, I drove crappy cars until we started getting nice cars.
That's probably our problem too.
Yeah. So no, and then we got the down payment for the house, and then we sold that house for twice what we bought it for.
Awesome.
And then that was during like a lot of the slower housing markets. So we bought this house, and this house now is double what we paid for.
I was gonna say it has to have like doubled. Yeah, me and Scott did not. We would save and we would get really good, and then something would come up and like we would use it to pay off something or make a down payment, or instead of just like trying to forget about that money, we would fall back on it.
Yeah. I mean, some of my biggest advice is learn how to invest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't matter how much you start with. It could be not much at all. Learn how to invest, learn how to pick solid companies that are going to, or funds or investment type things. Like, get advice from any financial planner that you run into. Say, like, get high yield savings accounts.
Okay.
Like, Brian and I have a high yield savings account where, I mean, we get a good chunk of change out of that every year, and we just keep reinvesting it, so it just keeps building on itself.
That's good.
Yeah. Pay off your credit cards every month. Don't spend more.
Right.
Don't spend more than you have,
Yeah.
because paying the
That's how people
interest.
get caught up.
Yeah, and paying. I mean, that it also keeps, like, your credit score high. So if you're paying off your credit cards every single month, you're just going to do a lot better. Like, don't spend more than you have.
Right.
So, I mean, at some point you might have to. There's going to be moments in life where
Well,
it's
there
like,
might be a month maybe you needed all new tires and you didn't have the funds.
Right.
And then try to, okay, well, I can't pay it all this month, but like within 2 to 3 months or something.
So, and something else that Brian and I have done since the very, very beginning is we take money from our paychecks and we automatically put it into those savings accounts. We don't even let it hit, like, our everyday checking. Like, we don't
I
even
have
see
that.
it.
My 401k, I never know how much is going in it. I don't want to know. It's going to tempt me. And so I just want it to stay.
Yeah. So that's what, like, something like, and our high yield savings accounts are not at our main bank that we bank with.
Okay.
So it is one of those, like, out of sight, out of mind things. I know my husband
Right.
keeps a lot better track of it than I do, but, like, it really is just like a certain percentage of our paychecks. Every paycheck just zips right out of there and goes to the savings account. And
That's
then,
good.
like, we have a really good rainy day fund at this point in
Absolutely.
life. Like, so those rainy day funds, like, when COVID hit, like, no one knew what was going to happen.
No.
Everyone was really worried. Everyone was, kind of scrambling. You didn't know if, like,
Job, like
jobs,
how the
life,
world.
we had no clue when it first started. But Brian and I were like, well, we don't have to worry about this, because, like, if anything happens, we have a good while until, like, we'll actually run out of money.
Right.
This.
Which is
So
good.
it is. It's a really good financial security. So that kind
Start that
of,
young.
start it young.
Listen to Carrie, don't listen to me.
But also, like, this is my advice when picking careers, is pick an actual career, not a hobby. Like, pick something that's going to be around. Like, there's a saying, like, death and taxes are the only sure things.
True.
And my husband's a tax accountant, and I had another friend, her husband was a funeral director, and they own 4 funeral homes, and they built a house on a lake, and, like, they're doing really well for themselves. So I'm not saying everyone needs to go be a funeral director, but pick
like
a
pick a job,
career.
like research your job before you
Research your
take it.
job, yes, because the world is not. I mean, I love English majors, but what are you doing with your English major? Like,
Yeah.
you have
And
to get.
technology has evolved so much just from like us talking about in our 20s. That's 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Think of how different it is and like how many jobs probably were put out because of that.
Yeah. So pick something that's going to get you somewhere. Don't just pick something because it looks fun to study. Like, don't do that. Get an internship, study abroad, do all of the things that are really going to get you ahead in life. So that's my advice. Pick a solid career.
All right. So one of the things I don't think we mentioned about if you're going to play hard, you got to work hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one that I've always told my kids. You want to stay up late? You want to go party it up? Guess what? You got responsibilities tomorrow. And no matter how bad you feel, you just got to get up and do it.
Yeah.
And so I would say 20-year-old, like I always already thought that, but Like if you're in your 20s, suck it up. And if you don't want to suck it up, don't go and party. Plain and simple. Like stay
Yeah.
at home. Don't stay up so late. Like if you want to have some drinks at the house, but if you're going to go out till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, guess what? Your job is still going to be there and you still got to get up.
No, you're right. Yeah. If you're going to play hard, you need to remember to work hard.
Yeah. You got to offset it. If you got plans that weekend and you're in school, get that schoolwork done. Don't put it off because guess what? You want to go whatever plans that you have with your friends, you want to go do. You don't get it done, you're going to be sitting your ass at home.
Yep.
Or you're going to miss that deadline and that teacher isn't going to care. So.
Right. Well, on that note, I think we've worked hard. And I think it's time to go play hard.
Play hard.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for tuning in to the Unfiltered Duo podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend who might enjoy it too. You can follow us on all social media platforms for updates, behind the scenes, and more content. Got questions, feedback, or a topic you'd love for us to cover? Reach out at unfilteredduopodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep listening.